So I will make the recording of this presentation and share it with everyone in internet, and will send to all of you so that you will be able to share with your friends or who will wish to see it. So now we start. First of all, I will introduce myself for those who maybe are for the first time at my webinar. My name is OLga Toloshnaya, and I'm a member of the organization of Grigori Grabovoi and a teacher on the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi, and I have been studying and practicing his teachings for about 20 years. So today I would like to share with you some very important information, which I think is very important for the whole world now. And I think my opinion coincides with the opinion of Grigori Grabovoi, because he gave a specific lecture devoted to this topic, which is now being discussed all over the world. And some organizational measures are taken all over the world in relation to it. And this is the topic of coronavirus. And related to this topic, Grigori Grabovoi delivered a lecture with a method how we can neutralize the information of coronavirus. And today we will read the excerpt from this lecture together, and we'll consider this method which is described there, and we'll practice it together in the group. So before we start studying the method, I would like to remind you that we have to have in mind our goal while studying the methods of Grigori Grabovoi. And while studying or listening to the seminar, we have to keep in mind the goal. And for today's seminar, I offer you two goals in line with the topic of our seminar. This is the information of coronavirus and all other viruses is neutralized. Information of coronavirus and all other viruses is neutralized. And the second goal, I ensure eternity to my organism. I ensure eternity to my organism. It means that first of all, we neutralize, based on this lecture, the information of coronavirus and any other viruses. And then we ensure that our organism lives eternally. So we will follow these two goals, and how to achieve these two goals is described by Grigori Grabovoi in the excerpt of his lecture given on February 28, 2020. And before we start considering the lecture, I would like to remind you about the mechanism which is discovered by Grigori Grabovoi. This is the mechanism how we build our reality. Actually, we build our reality while thinking. When we think, this is a real light radiation which is coming from the area near our brain. So, and this discovery is registered by Grigori Grabovoi, and he received for its certificates. And this is the basic idea, the basis of all methods, of all concentrations that are fulfilled based on the methods of Grigori Grabovoi. So, currently we have considered two goals. One, that the information of coronavirus is neutralized, and the second, that we ensure the eternity of your organism. When we pronounce this goal, we are thinking about it. What we imagine, what pictures can come to us in line with neutralization of the information of coronavirus? That all people are healthy, No people are ill. Everyone is happy. It's in general, and you have your own perception. And the second one, eternity of your organism. It means that you are always healthy, strong, and young. So this is what is behind these two goals and what our thought will be building while we will be concentrating. So let's all together think. Information on coronavirus is neutralized. Everyone pronounce mentally this thought and then try to see what your consciousness, what picture your consciousness shows to you. Just within several seconds. And the second one, I ensure the eternity of my organism. You pronounce mentally this, and then you see, you visualize your organism and yourself eternal. So we have carried out two very basic concentrations, and during these concentrations, our thought build our reality. That reality in which there is no information on coronavirus and in which our organism is always healthy, strong, and living eternally. This is actually our thought creates reality, and the methods which Grabovoi gives us are intensifying this thought, make this thought more concentrated, make this light that draws this reality brighter and the picture stronger that actually turns into our reality. And exactly for these two goals, the methods are provided in this lecture on the 28th of February this year. So first of all, let's read these methods exactly how Grigori Grabovoi set them forth. We will just read the whole excerpt, and while I will be reading, you keep in mind these two goals which we have just discussed and try to follow what I am reading about. And moreover, if there is something offered in terms of concentration or perception, try to do it immediately. And then we will consider it step by step and we'll do again together. So I start reading. Excerpt from a lecture by Grigori Grabovoi of February 28, 2020. A ray coming from the physical body or two rays is considered, and they begin to separate somehow the sphere of controlling clairvoyance and controlling focusing to move apart from each other, or the sphere of consciousness and controlling focusing. And so, when the ray passes between these spheres, the normalization of the external environment takes place. It is necessary to consider the following control periods. The first impulse is up to 20 meters. The second is amplified by an effort of will impulse, which an intense of up to 1,000 meters. And if you still simplify the control or say use the PIK1U device just to increase the personal concentration, then you can capture over 1,000 meters in space. And for example, if we are talking about some well-known elements, it means the elements that you need to protect yourself from, say, from the coronavirus found in China. Here you can simply locally distinguish them by name and also separating these three spheres directly, specifically direct the rays to these elements so that the coronavirus was not present where you were. between the sphere of control and clairvoyance and control and focusing, and between the sphere of control and focusing and consciousness. For example, two rays coming from the physical body, and these two rays can protect, for example, from the coronavirus. Sorry, I think a preposition is missing. And for this, it is necessary, for example, to isolate the information of the virus within a radius of 20 meters and direct these rays directly at it. And that's all. And thus having ensured that a certain security pole is on the move in the development of future events, it must be borne in mind that the norm should be generally universal. Well, including necessarily not only the external environment, but also everything that is inside the body itself. That is, in accordance with the technology of precisely ensuring eternal life, the body must be healthy at every next moment. Therefore, with this creation of eternity in the external environment, it is quite necessary to conduct simultaneously concentration to ensure eternity inside the body, the organism itself. And for such a simple control, which I am now telling about, it's enough to concentrate while controlling in the external environment. It is enough to concentrate on the level of the lungs and the level, well, in general, the neck is simple, the pulmonary respiratory system and neck. It is here that the neck, so to speak, is all as a material structure. Please pay attention. A very new principle is opening here in control, which I did not tell about before, exactly in the topic creation of eternity. When eternity is created in any element of external reality, it's enough to concentrate on two or three elements inside the body, on organs or systems. And at this moment, the eternity of the physical organism as a whole is being ensured. So a very, very interesting piece from the lecture of Grigori Grabovoi, where he explains how we can neutralize the information on coronavirus or any viruses, and at the same time ensure the eternity of our organism. Two goals which we have considered in the beginning. So to consider the method exactly, first of all, it is necessary to form three spheres, as Grigori Grabovoi recommends in this passage. The sphere of controlling clairvoyance, the sphere of controlling focusing, and consciousness. You can see here all the three spheres, and you will form them mentally somewhere at the level of your chest, for example, at the level of your heart, in front of your body. If I stand somewhere here, you will have three spheres, each sphere approximately like that, can be placed in your hand size, and three spheres here. So starting from the left to right, first on the left side, controlling clairvoyance, controlling focusing, and the sphere of consciousness. For example, if to consider your silhouette en face, the spheres will be approximately located like that, but they will be a little bit smaller. For example, usually when Grigori Grabovoi in his lecture speaks about spheres, he shows a sphere with his hand. Therefore, we can assume that the sphere, if to form it, can be placed into our hand, size like this. Here in the picture, they are a bit bigger, of course, in relations to the human body. But now you can understand what the spheres should be. So these should be three spheres. First, controlling clairvoyance, controlling focusing, controlling consciousness. So I marked them here by number. This is controlling clairvoyance, controlling focusing, and sphere of consciousness. And from your body, you should visualize two rays coming exactly from your body. What is important here, that the spheres do not touch one another. They're as if a little bit moved apart from one another. And the rays is coming from the body in the place between the sphere. Two rays are coming from the body between these spheres. So for example, when you form the sphere, how we make sure that this is the sphere of control and clairvoyance? You just name it like that. As soon as you visually formed it and called it the sphere of control and clairvoyance, that is it. You already have this sphere, and so on. You form mentally, visualize the sphere of control and focusing, and so that is it, the sphere of consciousness. So you have exactly the necessary three spheres in front of you, near the area of your chest. And now mentally you draw the rays between these spheres from your body forward between the spheres. And in the piece of this lecture, Grigori Grabovoi says it is necessary to isolate, to single out information. For example, in the radius of yourself of up to 20 meters. How can you do it? You can just in front of this rays also draw or appoint a sphere and call it information of the virus. For example, you visualize some sphere, you yourself created, and call it information of the virus. And your consciousness will show some color of it. For example, when I did it for the first time, the colors were not very pleasant. You will try to do it now. Just in the space, find this sphere and say, this is the information of the virus, which I'm going to neutralize. Can you see this sphere? I think everyone can. Not important what size it is. It may be a bit bigger than, for example, these spheres. So, and the task will be to draw these rays between the spheres which are near your body, near the area of chest, and draw the rays directly to the sphere which is information of the virus, which will be on the level of the rays a bit farther in front of you. And with these rays, you touch this sphere and keep in mind the goal. I neutralize the information of the coronavirus and all other viruses within the radius of 20 meters around me, in the space around me. So now everyone, please form these three spheres: the sphere of control and clairvoyance, control and focusing, and consciousness. You see them near your body, near the area of your chest. And now you see how two rays are coming. One between the sphere of control and clairvoyance and control and focusing, and the second between the sphere of control and focusing and consciousness. The two rays go straight, directly, further in front of you and reach some bigger sphere, which is the information of the virus. And you think, I neutralize the information of the virus and direct the rays. And you may visualize how these rays approaching the sphere illuminate the sphere, and it turns into the sphere of some bright, pleasant color. Just watch it. So 1 minute for you to do this concentration, exactly step by step as I told you. So, and actually now we neutralize this information by this method of Grigori Grabovoi around you within the radius of 20 meters, because we have carried out this control. So, and the next, this is the human body is in a bit different projection, as if we are looking at the person from the side, when again the spheres are in front. I did it as if in a from different view. And there is again are going between the same spheres, the sphere of control and clairvoyance, the sphere of control and focusing, and the sphere of consciousness. So the spheres are a little bit, there is some space between the sphere, and there is a coming between the spheres without touching the spheres. And again, we have to isolate information of the virus in the space around us. And now this will be so the external environment within the radius of up to 1,000 meters. And Grigori Grabovoi says that to do this concentration, it is necessary to give a stronger impulse by an effort of will. That is, our thought, our concentration must be stronger. We have to concentrate more, as if give more effort to our thought and to this concentration. So, and of course, it is supported by the goal that we normalize, we neutralize the information of the coronavirus and other viruses within the radius of 1,000 meters. So now we are doing the same concentration, but for the radius of up to 1,000 meters. So we again, first of all, think about our goal and keep it in mind. It is always in mind, and sometimes we're mentally even pronouncing it. So the sphere you see between in front of you, the sphere of control and clairvoyance, control and focusing, consciousness, and you direct the rays from your body to the sphere, which we call information of the virus. And while you direct the rays, you set the goal. I normalize the external environment within the radius of up to 1,000 meters around me. I neutralize the information on coronavirus. So now we are doing it and just repeating mentally what I have told you. We repeat everything, including the names of the spheres very quickly. And then watch how the rays go to the sphere, keeping in mind the goal. Now, 1 minute for you to do this exercise.
So, in my second
So we carried out the second concentration for normalization of external environment around us. And now there is no information anymore. The information on any viruses around us within the area of 1,000 meters is neutralized. And be confident about it. And the next, what is recommended by Grigori Grabovoi, we know that our goal, which we mentally pronounce and which we think about, forms our reality. And this goal is intensified by various methods, including that method which we have now done by drawing these rays through between the spheres. And the third way of intensification of these thoughts for building our
Recraser.
reality. For building our reality, we can use PK1U. And here Grigori Grabovoi says, and if you still simplify the control or say use PK1U device just to increase the personal concentration, then you can capture over 1000 meters in space. So you can set your the goal for yourself, 100, for example, 100,000 meters, and continue concentrating it for some period. Or those who have device, physical online, can do the same concentration, but these rays which you draw between the spheres will go first to the device, and then as if going through the device again will reach this information which we isolate in the space, information of the virus. And actually you will do the same, but this concentration of which you are doing will be intensified by device PK1U. So, and the concentration will be, so concentration, information on coronavirus is neutralized within the radius of 100,000 meters around me. So, and in the, this is just for explanation how we can work with the device. And in the end of our webinar, I will turn on device online, and we will do it this way, using the device online all together. And one more, what Grigori Grabovoi offers here, simultaneously, while doing this concentration, carry out concentration on 2 or 3 organs of your body. He offers lungs and neck. For example, you are doing exactly the same concentration, but simultaneously you add in your visualization of your body and concentrate on the areas where, for example, the lungs should be and the neck. So this is the concentration appointed for ensuring eternal life to your organism. So actually, how we will do it? We will do it this way. You can see again these spheres, like in the first case. So device is just shown for example, but we will do as we did before. It will be 1000 meters, goal 1000 meters. And we will concentrate on the rays which are neutralizing information of the virus, and on your own image, which you will visualize also somewhere in front of you, in the space in front of you. And simultaneously, while seeing the rays and keeping in mind the goal of neutralizing the information on the virus, you should also keep in view the part of the body where lungs and neck are. So as Grigori Grabovoi recommends. And by adding this concentration, in addition to concentration on information of the virus, you add additional work ensuring eternal life to your organism. So now I will be guiding your concentration, and you will do it all together simultaneously with me. So there are 3 spheres in front of you at the level of your chest. The sphere of controlling clairvoyance, the sphere of controlling focusing, and the sphere of consciousness. And now you draw, you see 2 rays coming from your body. One ray is coming between the sphere of controlling clairvoyance and controlling focusing. The second ray is coming between the sphere of controlling focusing and consciousness. The rays are going forward in front of you and reach the area, a kind of a sphere in which you place the information of the virus, or the information of all viruses and coronavirus. You see now this sphere and how these rays from your body approached this sphere. You can see of what color this sphere is, what your consciousness shows you. And you, by a mental effort, illuminate this sphere with a bright light, maybe silver white light, illuminate it as much as possible. And by this, you neutralize the information of the virus. You're thinking, while doing this, you're thinking, I'm neutralizing the information of the virus. And while you watch this sphere, you see your image also somewhere in front of you, maybe a little bit aside from this sphere. And you also pronounce, I ensure the eternity of my organism, and concentrate on the area of lungs, on the area of neck, and keep your attention simultaneously on your body and on the sphere which is being illuminated, which becomes brighter, which and by this action you as if make the environment safe for yourself and other people in the radius of 1,000 meters. So, and you continue keeping this concentration on the sphere, which is becoming brighter, and on your body. And even you can visualize your lungs, which become bright, illuminated with a silver white color, and on the neck. So now we are, for 30 more seconds, continue keeping in view this sphere and the body, keeping in mind, continue keeping in mind the goal, thinking about it. I neutralize the information of the virus around me, within 1,000 meters around me. I ensure eternity to my organism. My lungs are healthy. My neck is healthy. My organism is eternal. So we are continuing thinking about it, concentrating on these goals. So we have carried out this concentration, ensuring eternity of our physical body, and so neutralization of information of the viruses around us. And by the way, I can tell you that on the day I received this lecture not long ago, and on the day I read this lecture, I received information that some of my friends as if got a flu. So, and I carried out this concentration using the image not of myself, but of that person. Information about whom, about flu, I received. And so the next day, all signs of flu completely disappeared. After I carried out several times this concentration using my device PK1U. And exactly this method as I described now. So this method is very, very effective, and it is described for the first time in this lecture, as Grigori Grabovoi says. And moreover, when we carry out this concentration, we ensure a safety pole in the future. So Each next moment is our future. So, and it means that in that future, there is no information of the virus. We arrive in the next future moment, which is completely safe for us and for other people who are staying within this space. So this is a very simple and very useful method in concentration, and you can use it yourself. It takes just several seconds, especially after doing it a couple of times, you will do it very easily, and it is very effective. So I recommend you to do it so as often as possible and to transfer this information to other people. As I already mentioned, I will share this presentation in my group Educational Center Forum for everyone to see. You may look it again if you, for example, do not remember something, and you may share it with other people. It is very, very important now. So, and you should remember that this is our consciousness that builds our reality. And we should not worry. We should not be in the state of fear. We should be in the state of calm confidence that everything will be fine for you and other people. So Grigori Grabovoi in his last lectures pays a lot of attention to feelings of eternal life. What feelings this should be? And the main feeling, of course, the love, the feeling of love, and the second, stable, calm confidence that everything will be fine. So you should be in this state, not only when controlling, but trying to be always in it. And by the way, the work on the device PRK1U contributes very much to attain this confidence, to attain this calm state, which is very, very necessary for us to achieve our goals. So, and I would like to offer to everyone now one more concentration. Which on the number sequences which Grigori Grabovoi gave against coronavirus. These are number sequences which I'm sure you all know because they are spread widely in internet. And we will just carry out the concentration now to ensure that there is no influence of coronavirus on people. I will be guiding you, and you just follow me and build in your visualization that reality, that picture which I will be telling you about. And all together we will build picture without coronavirus in our world. So my goal is, so information of coronavirus in the whole world is neutralized. 4, 9, 8, 6, 4, 8, 9. The space around me and all over the world is safe. You continue keeping in view the whole number sequence. And now you see how the light from the numbers starts spreading from the numbers around you. Start spreading on all people around you. Goes around your city, covers everything in your city, covers everything in your country, and envelopes the whole earth. And all people on earth are healthy and happy and live eternally. So we continue keeping in mind the goal and this picture. And we'll do the same concentration with the second number sequence. So I neutralize the information of coronavirus and any viruses in the space around me and all over the earth. The information of coronavirus is neutralized. The space is safe and the space is completely safe. 5, 4, 8, 7, 4, 8, 9, 7, 8. All information about viruses is neutralized. And now you see how the light from all these numbers goes further, spreads around you, illuminates your house, people around you, illuminates the city. You see all people around healthy and happy. The light from these numbers spreads further, spreads to the continent, and envelopes the whole earth. Our earth is illuminated with very, very bright light. This light neutralizes any negative information of any viruses, and all people are healthy. All people are happy. We see our earth with all happy people prosperous and beautiful in eternity. Now we continue keeping concentration on this. So, and if you know that someone is ill, you can use these number sequences for concentration and send the light exactly to that person, setting the goal that this person is healthy. So this is how you can work just to protect all people and stop disinformation of coronavirus and each single person. And again, so concentrating on the goal as strongly as possible, giving a very strong mental effort to that idea that everyone is healthy. And moreover, supporting it by this feeling of stable, firm confidence that everything is fine and will be fine. And we are able to ensure it. So, and of course, this strength of our impulse, of our concentration, I will remind you, can be intensified by the devices of Grigori Grabovoi or by work in his class in Belgrade. So in addition to the methods which we studied exactly for the topic of our seminar, I would like to offer you one more method. Actually, what we see in the world happening because of coronavirus. A lot of people and companies are suffering economically because some borders are closed, some chains which existed for many, many years are stopped, and so on and so on. Everyone is starting to feel this impact at a bigger or smaller degree. And to support, of course, it is impact on the economy of many countries. And to support the economy, our own financial state and the economy of the world, I would offer you to concentrate on the number sequence from the book of Grigori Grabovoi, Numbers for Successful Business. And you can concentrate, do this concentration in line or together, for example, when you do concentration for coronavirus, because economic effect currently is a kind of a side effect which is happening in line with this information on pandemic in the world. So the goal of this number sequence, realization of eternal development through economic sphere. And you set the goal. So, for example, my country, you name your country, which is your country, is developing eternally through economic sphere. The economy of my country is prosperous. 2894713149117. And according to the methods recommended in this book by Grigori Grabovoi, in the space you visualize the resources which are necessary. Of course, not like that. So I use these pictures just for illustration. But for example, according to Grigori Grabovoi, you just stop on this space and, for example, visualize how you would imagine or just think that all, for example, financial or finance connections, chains are normalized. So everything in the finance world is normalized. And again, that our earth is in prosperity. So, or something similar like this. What kind of information in relation to this comes to you? What your consciousness and soul will tell you to concentrate while you will be stopping on these gaps. So you as if concentrate on the gaps and on some specific idea related to this number sequence. So now we are doing it all together. So the goal is my country is developing eternally through economic sphere. 289. All finance and finance institutions are stabilized. 471. Our earth is prosperous. Everything is very beautiful. Nature and what is created by man. All houses, all cities. 314917. My country is prosperous. It is developing eternally through economic sphere. So while doing this concentration, you can add your specific goal, for example, in terms of current situation. If you have some, for example, issues, financial, or which may impact your finance in the current situation, what is happening now. So, and of course, I would like to remind you and invite you to work on development of your consciousness and to work intensively on your goals at some lessons which are conducted now in Belgrade in the class with 22 devices. The results of people who have already attended these classes are magnificent. First of all, they gain this feeling of stable confidence, and due to it, many notice very, very good results of development of their events, of what is happening with their organism. They get ability to help other people, to help their relatives. So this is a great invention, this class and the device PK1U of Grigori Grabovoi, which help people really to take the destiny of themselves into their own hands. So when I see this class, this picture, I feel a very, very great gratitude to Grigori Grabovoi for creating it and for all his methods and works which he gives us. So you can consider participating in the future in this class or using this device, PIK 1U. So if you have some other questions related to this presentation or about this class, you can apply to this address, which you can see here. And now we will all together concentrate on the device PRK1U online, using this goal, first of all, neutralizing of information of the viruses and ensuring eternity of your body. Just look again at this picture, how we will do it. And you will now draw this rays through the device, neutralizing the information when you saw device in the screen, as if the device is transparent and the rays are going through it. Behind, there will be information which you will neutralize, and somewhere near to it, your body, on which you will also concentrate on two parts, ensuring eternity to your body. So now I will stop sharing this presentation and open the device, and we will carry out 8-minute concentration all together on this goal. Now you start your concentration from this small lens. So for those who do not know how to concentrate, concentration always starts from the small lens on the device, and the goal is concentration of eternal life for event. The information of coronavirus is neutralized. The eternity of my body is ensured. After that, you make several circles around the lenses counterclockwise, and then you start working with these spheres as we did in the previous exercises, and drawing the rays through the device to the information of coronavirus, neutralizing it, and concentrating on your body as well. So starting from here, I neutralize the information of coronavirus and ensure eternity, eternal life of my organism. Several circles, and then 3 spheres in front of you, and the rays through the device to the information, and thus doing this for 8 minutes. So we started. And today we have carried out a very, very big work for improving our space around us. And I would advise you to use this method. It is very simple and very effective. It is given by Grigori Grabovoi exactly for the situation which is currently now in the world. So thank you very much for your work, and see you in Facebook or in mails or wherever. Please, I will be very glad if you contact me or ask some questions, and see you at other webinars. To work on development of your consciousness and to work intensively on your goals at some lessons which are conducted now in Belgrade in the class with 22 devices. The results of people who have already attended these classes are magnificent. First of all, they gain this feeling of stable confidence, and due to it, many notice very, very good results of development of their events, of what is happening with their organism. They get ability to help other people, to help their relatives. So this is a great invention, this class and the device PK1U of Grigori Grabovoi, which help people really to take the destiny of themselves into their own hands. So when I see this class, this picture, I feel a very, very great gratitude to Grigori Grabovoi for creating it and for all his methods and works which he gives us. So you can consider participating in the future in this class or using this device PIK1U. So if you have some other questions related to this presentation or about this class, you can apply to this address which you can see here.